Los Angeles, but I think about New Year's resolutions and that kind of thing like we're talking about. Travis has lost so much weight that his clothes are gigantic on him. Just his regular hoodie and pants, they're so big. It looks like frumpy and bad now because he lost so much that the pants are huge. It doesn't look good on him.
No, he looks like
it looks good that he's thin, just not the clothes.
He looks like a child wearing his parents' clothes.
Right, exactly.
Like a very tall child.
Get some new clothes, Travis.
That should be Travis's New Year's
new clothes,
resolution.
100%.
Update
I'm
the
totally
wardrobe
with you.
For skinny Trav.
Skinny Trav. What about you, Briones?
Nope. Hate the gym. I don't like the reason I don't like the gym is my brother once used to go to this. I'm not going to mention the gym. And he got something in his leg, right in his calf. It turned out to be a ringworm. Right? Yeah.
Oh.
So then he thought it was just like a mosquito bite or whatever. So he's like, it's nothing. So he kept scratching. It kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And ever since then, we were young. Like we were still like in college, I think. I think, we're still in college. And I was like, hey, you know what, man? Like the gym's not for me, man. I can always run outside. I mean, playing soccer, you do mostly running outside, playing with the ball outside. So there's no reason for me to go in the gym. And I've always, plus when you walk in, it's all musty and
it smells so bad.
Like I'm cool.
All the sweat.
No gym for me.
At a gym that I used to work out at, there was always this same guy who worked out in jeans, boots, and sunglasses.
Wow.
Why boots? Like cowboy boots?
Yes.
Construction boots.
Oh.
No, they were closer to cowboy than construction.
That's wild.
Those construction boots, I get it, man. You're going upstairs and carrying
No.
stuff.
These were like pointed cowboy boots. Like they were closer to rodeo than workout.
Why would you go to the gym? He's taking videos of himself.
Well,
isn't
this
he?
was pre-
He's trying to be an influencer, like the cowboy at the gym.
This was
Like the cowboy in New York, the
workout cowboy.
The workout cowboy.
This was before influencers were even a thing. Like this may have been before social media was even a thing.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted to be seen by everyone in that gym.
Say, look at me. I'm wearing cowboy boots.
The original workout
different.
cowboy.
Right.
That's
terrible.
Yeah. Anyways.
You got another one?
I do. I had a follow-up, but none of you guys go to the gym, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, you don't go to the gym either, do you?
Not right now.
Okay,
I
that's
have
what
a
I'm saying.
messed up knees.
Mama mentality, Lord.
I do go to the gym
All right,
when I
guys, next
can.
one.
Okay.
Workout Wednesday. Hashtag.
Exactly.
I do. I go to physical therapy. That kind of counts.
Yes.
Anyways, so I came across a Reddit post, Am I the A-hole? And they were talking about two friends that took their kids to see a movie. And one of the kids kept screaming, crying, just being obnoxious. And the other, the friend was like, hey, man, you want to take your kid outside, kind of calm him down because he's making a scene. And the friend apparently got super mad. And, it's kind of causing friction in the friendship. So one of the friend that posted on the Reddit was like, hey, am I the a-hole because I told my friend to step outside and take care of the kid? I understand it's a kid movie, but it's kind of causing a scene and people were looking. So I know that it's not really a factor cap, but you guys have kids. Would you guys feel comfortable telling your friend, hey, man, you got to handle your kid outside and let people enjoy their movie? Andy, I'll go with you first.
I'm going to say cap if it's a kid's movie. Like, I feel like if it's actually a kid's movie geared to little kids, there's a bit of caveat emptor, let the buyer beware.
Right.
Like when you show up to a theater with a movie that is geared towards small children do not have attention spans. They often get set off by things you cannot predict. Like that's part of the deal. Like I suppose if maybe the entire theater was kids behaving except your friend's kid, then maybe you might say something, but typically,
Moana 2 is a movie that they put on the Reddit.
You know what's funny? I don't want to say which
I actually want to see
celebrity,
that.
which celebrity
Me
this
too.
was because the celebrity is no longer with us and had substance abuse issues. But years ago, I went to see the movie Jackie Chan's First Strike.
Oh, not good.
in the theater.
Yeah.
And this celebrity had their child with them. And the celebrity was, I believe, passed out during the movie.
no.
And the child was basically doing laps around the theater. Because it was a Jackie Chan movie, it's mostly action. There's no real dialogue
Words,
to keep
yeah.
up with. I was like, okay, it's fine. It's not really bothering me. But if it had been like a serious movie, it would have been a problem. But that's an inappropriate movie for a child to be at in the first place.
Well, just in general, yeah.
Yes,
no.
exactly.
So for me, I forget which is factor and which is cap. I just learned that you don't tell parents how to parent their kid. I think you're always going to get yourself into trouble. It doesn't matter if you're friends or not. You do let them do what they want because they're doing it the way that they do it. When you tell someone how to parent, it's not going to go over well in any sense. So, no, I would not say anything. I'd be annoyed, and then later on maybe be like, dude, next time you got to take your kid outside. Like, you're making it tough on everybody. But telling somebody else how to parent is always a
You know what, though?
recipe
If you
for
say that, though,
disaster.
you're going to get the response from your friend. Why didn't you say anything to me
Yes.
in the moment?
I was
Yeah.
going to say, because you're still kind of telling them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not even saying anything at all. Would you
Just not go to the movies with them?
Never again.
Yeah.
Not with that kid. Be like, sorry. I'm so glad, by the way, and I think you are too. I'm past that point.
Yeah.
Having a child that's 13 and takes care of themselves makes life so much easier.
Well, the worst part is when your kid, when they're little, begs to see a movie and they hate it.
Yeah.
And you're stuck in there and they're bored and they're restless. But it's like, no, man, I bought these tickets.
Yeah,
We're
I
sitting
paid for
through
this. We're watching the whole thing.
We are going to watch Angry Birds because you wanted to watch Angry
The
Birds.
first Angry Birds wasn't that bad. I watched
My
it a few
nephew's
times.
was cool.
5, and he wanted to go to the movies, but I know him. He cannot sit still. Well, he's 6 now. Yeah, 6. He cannot sit still. He is like that. Like, he has ants in his pants kind of thing. And I was like, I'm not taking you. And he's like, why, Thea? I'm like, because you don't sit still. He's like, I promise. I'm like, nah, man.
And you took him and he wasn't sitting.
No, I did not take him. Hell no. I know better. But you have little kids, or how would you react to that?
Look, Maite is cool, man. She's I
She's
think
easy.
She's super chill. But yeah, no, I've gone to the movies with my buddies, like for instance Richard and his kid is also pretty cool. But there's some of family that it's not that we don't go, but again, when you have a group of kids that are they're all cousins, it's hard to kind of control or kind of tell like your cousin kind of like, hey, take a look at your kid or whatever. But
Would you say something to your friend if you went with a friend?
if I go with a friend of mine, I would tell Mike that like, hey, you want to go get popcorn or you want to go get candy?
Yeah.
And kind of we step out while he deals with that situation. Like I wouldn't,
Yeah,
like,
you
it's
can't-
not
you
my
can't-
place, man.
yeah.
It's not my place. And then I had a friend of mine who one time over the phone overheard me kind of tell like Mike, hey, keep it down, kind of thing. He's like, hey, bro, like don't yell at your kids like that. I'm like,
Don't tell me how to parent my child.
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm not like yelling like that. And two, you have high school kids, man. Like you forgot what it was like when they were like 5 or 6. So I wouldn't tell somebody to how to parent their kids, and I don't want to hear from you how to parent mine. So.
All right, that's Factor Cap with Andy and Bergman in for Travis and DeMarco. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first. Call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000, 213-747-2000, or visit normandlegal.com. The Rams are also playoff bound.
They are.
And have some interesting decisions of their own for their final game. We'll get into that. And also, a near-decade saga in the world of entertainment has come to a resolution. Talk about that as
Really?
well. Yeah. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
I will reveal it next, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
(727070) or go to selectquote.com. 1-800-672-7070. That's 1-800-672-7070.
Select Quote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe fourth row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
Get your yard game ready with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Ego has nearly 200,000 5-star reviews from homeowners like you. Ego delivers the power of gas, but without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Best of all, Ego 56-volt arc lithium batteries are universal, so they fit all 90 tools. Power your yard, power your tailgate, power your life. Learn more at egopowerplus.com.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Yo, this got that dance hall feel to it. Reese Royce, Mr. Worldwide,
Pitbull.
Yes, Pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. My mother-in-law loves Pitbull.
What's there not to love?
Loves Pitbull. Like, not even the I don't even know if she's heard a single song of his. She just
like
loves him.
Mr. 305, bald head and cool suits.
At my daughter's old school, the crossing guard looked exactly like Pitbull. We used to call him Mr. Worldwide. He looked exactly
But he
like
yelled,
Pitbull.
Dale.
Dale, stop
Dale,
He learned tight
dale.
shit, by the way, too. His crosswalk, you did not cross when Mr. Worldwide didn't give you permission.
That is an actual thing, though. People that do the crosswalks, the crossing guards, they're serious, which they should be.
Yeah.
You're moving kids back and forth across, but they're super
They
serious.
do not screw around.
No, they scream at you. You stop, 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 stop. Like it's.
They're like the opposite of, when you sometimes you see like there's a bunch of lights out and, you have those traffic cops who are directing the flow of traffic. I love the guys that have like some flair.
Oh yeah.
Like they're
like dancing.
Yeah, they like wave their arm. They do a little bit of direction.
Like,
yeah.
You go that way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like they're jazzercising. Right. They're doing like a workout while they direct you.
It's like those guys with the sign, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen those guys in a minute.
No, I haven't seen them much
I haven't
either.
seen those guys anymore. Oh.
Minimum wage, way too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That, and I feel like in the age of the internet and social media, the sign guys, they become obsolete.
Yeah,
like
kinda.
you can find the awareness of these stores too easily now.
But where are you going to find the apartment building that you want to go live in?
Oh, that's the only thing in like LA, like in Santee Alley, because of the parking, they still have the guy
guys
with the flag and the, like
and
a
they
sign.
snap it. They
And
snap
they snap
it.
it.
They snap it. Yep.
If you're going to do it right.
I
That's
love
all
a
that
good sign guy. I mean, like the guys that, they can get the sign like over their head. They can get it sideways. They can get it front. They really flip the thing
spinning
around.
it, throwing it in the air,
Those guys,
catching it.
Like that is a real skill that I do not have even a little bit.
Nope, not even close.
Do not have the eye hand for that. So I was saying before we get to the Rams, an entertainment saga of nearly a decade has come to an end. It was announced right before 2024 concluded. After a legal battle lasting more than 8 years.
I can't even think what it would be.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie settled their divorce.
Oh, okay.
They had a divorce.
It took that long?
They had a divorce settlement that stretched out more than 8 years before finally settling. Like, it involved, I think, elements of custody, even though the kids are largely grown or late stage teenagers. I think property. There's a vineyard that they've been fighting over that I think is actually unrelated to the divorce. It's like a separate piece of property figuring out between the two of them. But 8+ years for a divorce. That is and a public divorce.
Right. So luckily for you, you've never been divorced. I actually got kind of lucky with mine that my dad's a divorce attorney, so it kind of worked out for me. But at the same time, like it was relatively quick. We don't have any money, anything. We didn't have assets. It's just my daughter. We have to figure out
who got the winery between you and the ex.
The winery. Yeah, she got the winery. I gave the winery to her. Said you just go away with the winery. But
you paid her off with your winery.
I take the spinners. You keep the winery.
But I can imagine with rich people and
keep my
celebrities.
subwoofers. Right. You get the
They're
winery.
my subwoofers. I paid a lot of money for those. But
But you keep the winery.
With celebrities and rich people, there's so many more assets and things to kind of go through that it could make it last a long time. Like Cappy, he talks about it on the air a lot for his.
Oh,
it lasts. Oh, you've never heard this? It lasts
It's
a
a whole
long
thing.
Cappy's been
time.
divorced. I had no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Yeah, but I was lucky. It was very, very quick.
You know, the one that's I read that's taking long or will take long because of assets too is J-Lo and Ben Affleck. And I was like, oh,
Did they
man.
actually get married again?
Yeah,
or
they
just
got
dating?
married.
Oh, she made a whole documentary
Yeah.
about their love.
Yeah,
like
she's Thanos.
3 hours, right? I mean,
She's
3.
got a lot of rings.
There was very little things that I cared about less than that marriage in them too.
Well, yeah, but I'm like just talking about the.
You didn't see
assets
this
and
one
all
is
that
going
stuff.
the distance, Greg?
No, absolutely not. It is not
She
Moana.
did. Poor girl.
Again, she made
that
a
wasn't-
documentary
That's what I'm
about,
saying. She did.
and it was very clear he was miserable during that. Didn't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
take part in it,
He did
and
not.
I mean, he actually said to her, "I want to live my life privately," and I mean, by both her and his account, she was basically like, "No."
If you're going to be with me, it's
Yeah,
going to be
we're doing this thing in the full view of the world.
Well, did you just see his face all the time they were out doing something? It was very annoyed and like, oh, jeez. He doesn't like paparazzi.
He's trying to maintain sobriety.
Yeah.
This is hard. This is really hard for him.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
This is crazy. Jolie filed for divorce from Pitt in 2016. Like, put this in perspective. 2016 is the season Kobe retired.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That was his final season in the NBA. That was the year that the Rams started back up again in LA.
Oh, that's right.
That is when she filed for divorce.
Oof.
That's like 2 presidencies ago. That's a long
So wait, they're
time
still married until
they're now
yesterday or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean,
Technically, they were still married.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
they-
going through the divorce.
Right.
Until it's finalized, you're married.
They had been married for 8 years figuring out a divorce, like separated.
Yeah.
But technically still legally married.
So do you think that now Brad Pitt looks back and he says, I just should have stayed with Jennifer Aniston?
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that couple made sense.
She was the one that made sense.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, on the outside, I mean, Jolie's amazing, but she was married to Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Like, she was always a weird character.
Johnny Lee
gorgeous,
Miller
though.
She is gorgeous.
Johnny Lee Miller from Trainspotting. She was married to as
Was
well.
she?
Sick Boy.
Oh God. Ooh.
They were in Hackers
Trainspotting.
together.
Hackers was a great movie. I used to watch that all the time. They were in that together.
They were in that together. I
Oh,
think they
that's
met on
wild.
the set of Hackers.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But Trainspotting, when
It's
the
one of
baby's
my all-time favorite movies.
when the baby's walking across the ceiling, that's just it's enough for me.
Random movie I saw.
That's enough. That's enough.
I saw yesterday. I don't even
You
know
saw
what.
Trainspotting yesterday?
No.
Oh.
I said random movie. Be cool.
Oh, that's the
I didn't-
sequel
John
to
Travolta.
Get Shorty.
Yeah, Get Shorty,
Yeah.
great. Be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Shorty is fantastic,
Yeah,
though.
great movie.
Get Shorty is.
I was like, why are we watching this? Not that I hate it, but it's also like, why are we watching this? You know, the movies that you watch once.
You know
and
what
you're-
it was? Be Cool just felt like, why are we doing this? Like,
It
I mean,
felt forced, right?
yeah, other than you see an opportunity to make money, It's like, really, why are we doing this?
Yeah, it wasn't necessary in the
Like
slightest.
Jiggly, or what was it called?
Geely? Yeah.
Jiggly, whatever.
Well, no, that was the original. There was no Geely 2. Geely 2, more Geely.
That was a money grab, too, to your point.
Well, that it's become clear anything combining the forces of Ben Affleck and J-Lo just not destined to work
It just
out.
doesn't work in the slightest.
Mark Anthony and Jello, El Cantante.
Oh, yeah, that was bad, too.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know that one.
There's your divorce segment.
Brought to you by Real Father's Rights.
Right?
Hey, with a grape, get a divorce. No settlement.
That's a great wish.
You know what?
That
Hey,
could be a very good wish for a grape.
No settlement.
Easy,
no court.
yeah.
Maybe
easy divorce.
Maybe at the beginning of 2024, one of them used their grape wish on let's get this damn divorce over with.
It worked. It worked.
Power of the grapes.
I'm still amazed that Laura takes forever. It takes, it's hard.
It
I'm
does.
Like,
I'm going to defend
so
Laura
hard?
on this. As somebody
Okay.
that forgot that I was doing it until like 2 minutes before we started.
It's 12 grapes, Greg.
You start.
How hard can
you
it be?
feel,
Okay.
but you feel on the spot in the moment.
Yes, but also I had been drinking, I had dinner, and I had weight loss surgery, so my stomach's a little bit different.
So there's
All
no
I
difference.
hear are
That's-
excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Do
no, no.
blueberries, well, they're smaller.
It doesn't work that way.
Does it matter? Do they just need to be small
It has to
fruits?
be. No, it has to be grapes.
It
It's
has
got
to
to be
be the,
grapes.
and then to top it off, my friend Eric got the big ones, like the big juicy grapes. I'm like, bro,
Like the cotton
why?
candy ones? Which, by
They're
the way,
like
how do you do
huge.
that?
I don't know.
Cotton
like-
candy grapes?
They're
Just Skittles.
huge.
Do you like inject cotton candy flavor into them?
Wait, what?
The cotton candy grapes?
Wait, what?
No.
It's
You
a
never
type
had
of
those?
grape.
Never even heard of that.
I've heard of like the
Whoa.
frozen candy,
No,
like,
no.
fruit stuff. but
Cotton. Look them up. Cotton candy grapes. They taste like cotton candy.
Yeah, they're
That's
disgusting. Big grapes.
No, they're actually really good,
Can't
really
knock it till you
sweet.
Now
try
I
it.
gotta Google this.
Yeah, no, go
Cotton
check it.
candy.
Cotton candy grapes are delicious.
Really?
Yeah, and they're bigger size grapes too. You have them, Andy.
I have had them. I don't have them regularly, but I have
Oh.
had them.
Yeah.
They're good.
No, they're very good.
If you like grapes, they're good.
The green grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were cotton candy called there. I didn't know.
You've
I
never
just,
heard of that?
I just call them less,
Go to your
verdes.
local Ralph's.
Yeah, just green, green
Oh, they're the
seedless
green
grape.
ones.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
okay,
said. I
cool.
was like green.
They're the big ones. That's
yeah,
your
yeah,
point.
the
So
big
you
ones.
ate cotton candy grapes yesterday, Laura. That's why it was so hard for you to eat them because they're big like that. That's why.
But
They
you
were-
get more
they were
wish
red.
power. You get more
bigger
wish
they are,
power.
the bigger the wish.
the grape, the more they fuel the wish.
I was gonna say something, but
Yeah, no, I wanna stay off
just
that
gonna-
topic.
Yeah.
All right, the Rams are making decisions as well for the upcoming playoffs and their last game of the season against Seattle. It will not affect them at all for the playoffs, but will it affect them? Period. Talk about that coming up next. 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
These abs, these eyes, my buys and tries. New year, same me. Time to hit the marketplace. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Brian McKnight, live February 14th.
Number 2,
Morongo pays you more. Our progressive jackpots are over $680,000.
and the number 1 reason.
Get tickets for the Big Game Blitz now. Big screens, great drinks, great food, big fun.
Morongo, good times.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming-LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming-LAX.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you? you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STREAK to 321-321. That's STREAK to 321-321.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Got a reminder on Twitter from Sharif Wade, because we were talking about Be Cool, the sequel to the movie Get Shorty.
Yep.
The Get Shorty, the original, much superior. In the movie Be Cool, they shot a scene during a Lakers-Kings regular season game in the 2003-2004 regular season.
Yeah. Kobe, I remember seeing it, and we're like, oh, Kobe.
I love when random Lakers stuff or like random sports stuff from a team you're familiar with shows up in a movie or TV show, and you can tell, like, okay, how real was this? How much was this clearly staged? Like, did they use a player that never plays, but
Right.
he was available that
on the
afternoon?
floor. Come on.
Right. You couldn't get one of the stars to show up for shooting for this, but you could get that 11th guy.
Right.
In the
DJ
rotation.
Bango was like a big part of the game.
I was watching After the Sunset with Pierce Brosnan and Salma Hayek.
Woody Harrelson.
And and then they shoot it at Staples Center, and you see Shaq, you see Karl Malone, you see Peyton, and it's one of those scenes where they're looking for the bad guy, but it's just a decoy kind of thing. But it was cool, like seeing those guys. I'm like, oh, I wonder. You don't see Kobe, but you know, he was part of the team.
Yeah, Kobe was busy that day.
Yeah.
He just decided not to play that day. It was just,
yeah.
Travis Knight was getting a lot of run.
I don't remember them running the offense so much than Travis Knight.
6 fouls in 6 minutes.
That was a record for a while.
It was. Is it not a record anymore?
I think it was a playoff record. Travis Knight years ago got 6 fouls in 6 minutes.
It was crazy.
I don't know if it is held, but I am almost positive that it was at one point a playoff record.
How could you say this is the only way to say to somebody, not the only way, but say to somebody, we don't care if you play or not. We're putting you out there. Oh, you have 5 fouls? Keep playing. It may happen, and we're just going to let you get that 6-1 and go sit to the side.
Here.
That's fine.
We are willing to
You put us over the limit, but that's okay.
We are willing to roll the dice on your availability. Right. It's really not that big of a thing. So the Rams this weekend are playing the Seahawks. There are no stakes to the game.
No, they won.
Well, as
They
far
won
as them
division.
making the playoffs, like
Right.
they have clinched their division. I think there are stakes in terms of if they lose and was it Tampa wins?
If Tampa wins, they're the 4 seed.
Right.
If Detroit and Minnesota, they're playing each other. Whoever wins that, one is the 1 seed and the other one is the 5 seed.
Right. But for the Rams, they're either a 3 or a 4 seed. Either way, they are definitely going to the playoffs.
With a home game.
Right, with a home game, which raises the question of what do you do with this 18th game? Because most of the time, teams end up resting their stars. And that is the case for the Rams, which is predictable because Sean McVay has a well-established pattern of if I get the opportunity to rest guys, whether preseason games don't matter, clinched postseason, I'm going to rest dudes. And I think it's the right decision. What I do think, though, is interesting about it, though, is in a perfect world, the Rams could actually use a tune-up game offensively. Like the last few weeks, they have, and Travis and I was filling in for Kirk over the weekend for Rams pre and post for the Rams-Cardinals game. Their offense, man, stuck right now.
It is stagnant. And if your name is not Kyron Williams or Puka Nacua, you're basically not seeing a ball at this point. And so they're two-dimensional in that sense. Kyron up the middle or Puka Nacua that's making some ridiculous catch on the sideline or in the middle. Matthew Stafford, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's hurt, if he's old, if he's just nothing to be worried about. He's just kind of coasting right now, but he has 1 touchdown and 1 interception in his last 3 games.
He's been used by Matt Stafford standards. He's been using his legs lately.
Right.
he's been by his standards Mike Vick out there.
And so I don't know what's going on. Like, is something going on with Cooper Kupp? Is DeMarcus Robinson just not finding an opening? Is he not getting Puka and Kupp not getting double teamed to leave him open? Blake Corum, he had a couple good runs, but I'll always get brought back.
It's really weird. The more the Rams have gotten all their weapons back and the more time together, the more the offense has regressed. Like, the more it's actually looked out of sync, less explosive, less ability to score, the more time they've had everybody together, other than that game against the Bills, which has turned into the outlier over the last 5 or so weeks. I mean, they were incredible in that one game. Since then, the offense has been completely stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, the defenses that are playing were pretty good defenses. San Francisco still has a good defense. Arizona actually has a pretty decent defense. I'm forgetting who the third team that they played recently.
The Niners.
They said them before. It was whoever
Jets.
The Jets. Yeah, again, a pretty decent defense still. But
those are the level of defenses you're going to be playing in the playoffs.
Well, I don't know. If you see you'd have to play in the Super Bowl, but the Bills, I think if you see a team like Philadelphia, that's a good defensive team. If you end up, let's say the Vikings beat the Lions, which is very, very possible, and Tampa Bay wins, which is also extremely possible. I think they're playing the Saints, and you end up playing the Lions in the first round. That is a game that you can win at home because the Lions defense is so beat up, is so bad right now. They let San Francisco run all over them, pass all over them. Brock Purdy had an amazing game when he had not been playing well recently. So that's a team that's kind of like the Bills defense that you can get points on. So it's almost like if you lose and you see the Lions, is that the best case scenario?
I think the Lions are really good. So it's hard. It's hard for me to think really of any of their potential opponents other than maybe the Commanders, just because they're inexperienced. Like, they look good, but they're inexperienced.
I think Jaden Daniels looks really good.
He's really good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not discounting them. I'm just saying in terms of if I have to pick opponents where I feel like definitive advantage Rams, it would probably be that team just because they're led by a rookie quarterback. And generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, these guys have to go through these learning experiences. And also with the Vikings, as much as Sam Darnold's been great this year, I think he is easier to get on tilt or to get into mistakes than Jordan Love or certainly than Jared Goff or Jalen Hurts. It's going to be tough for the Rams. I mean, like on one hand with the Rams, it's all kind of gravy because we entered this season not knowing exactly what they'd be, heels of Aaron Donald retiring, then they fall into this hole. The fact that they're in the playoffs is a win in and of itself.
Huge win.
Like, no team in NFL history has ever started 2 consecutive seasons in the type of hole that the Rams put themselves in, like that many games below 500 heading into bye weeks and ended up making the playoffs 2 years in a row. Like, this is in its own right a historical season. So in that sense, I think the Rams come out on top no matter. Like, nobody entered this year thinking Super Bowl for the Rams.
No, they started the season 1-4. It didn't seem like it was even possible. But I mean, no matter what, the NFC is tough. I don't think there's a lot of teams in here that you say, oh, that's a Rams win right off the bat, no matter who is playing. I think really it's just Tampa Bay, which you can't play in the first round anyway, or you can't even see them till the conference championship. So that would be a team. And really, maybe the Commanders. That's possibly something that you could have. But I do think the Commanders are really good and is the type of team that I could see winning a first-round game just because they're young and Jaden Daniels runs all over the field.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is good for the Rams to be getting this bye week to get I mean, if Matt Stafford or Puka Nacua or Jared Verse, like if they got hurt in Week 18, like this team is not talented enough to be able to absorb the loss of one of their main guys and just, next man up. Like they don't have enough men to be up.
And we've already seen what happens when their offensive line gets injured.
Yeah.
If something happens there, they all just completely fall
Yeah,
apart.
hopefully Havenstein's actually back for this playoff game against whoever they're playing.
Hopefully, but because it has been very good. It has kept Matthew Stafford upright for most of the last couple of weeks. And that's why I feel like if you can play the Lions or a team like that, you actually have a chance to win a playoff game at home. But again, your whole point about whether or not you should sit everybody, 100% just sit everybody this week. It doesn't matter. You're 3 and 4, don't make a difference.
No, absolutely. Coming up next, the Dodgers may have a new player, we think, from Japan posting, but not the one that you think it was going to be. We'll try to sort all this out. Coming up next, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
I'm here with Dr. Monica Madden. Explain Invisalign to me, because I think when people see that word and they see the price tag, sometimes they get scared off, but it's actually a pretty big improvement. When I grew up, I had braces and I had those big metal brackets along my teeth. If I came to Beverly Hills Ortho in 2024, I don't necessarily need that metal, do I?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out with braces only, and then Invisalign came along, and it's like putting a plastic tray on your teeth, switching it out every week, and all of a sudden, months into it, your teeth are much straighter. Now, it feels like putting a glove on your hand. It's so comfortable, and it's easy. Like no emergencies, no pokey wires, no broken brackets. It's really straightforward and great.
Here's how you get in touch with Beverly Hills Ortho. Call this number, 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. That's 877-753-8736 or BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Shout out to Andre 3000, one of the co-stars of Be Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was part of the movie.
Nice job.
One half of Outkast. Also, did any of you guys, am I the only one that listened to his Jazz Flute album?
Oh, you and Marcus Grant. I swear.
It's
no,
good.
it's not good. I refuse to admit that it's good. I refuse.
Have you heard it?
No.
Did you listen to all of it?
I will not listen to
I
it.
heard to the
then you
previews
can-
on the Apple thing.
It's great. I love it.
I will not listen to it.
Andre 3000, he's best known as being one of the two rappers and really the bigger star of Outkast. He's done some acting, things like that as well. Played Jimi Hendrix in a biopic. But he is a long time practicing flautist. And he put out an album of very new agey, very improvisational jazz flute. It's awesome. I love it. It's really, really good. It was clearly one of those creative labors of love, which I think is also great to see somebody just do their thing.
Yeah. Marcus and I talked about it a little bit on Monday because he said you and he were the only ones that listened to it. So apparently
we may really be the only two people.
You could be the only two. This is how I want to remember Andre 3000. I don't mind him doing his
still
acting.
with us.
He was in his music.
You don't have to remember him at all.
Well, no, because he's not
here.
doing this anymore.
No, he's not.
doing flautist stuff. And by the way, as an actor in Four Brothers, he was great.
Yeah, he was actually really good.
Yeah, that was very good movie.
You'll know this because you watched the show. He had like a 3 or 4 episode role on The Shield. He was very good.
Oh yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he's a good actor, but musically,
I will take 12 grapes. My dreams will come true.
I want Outcast Andre 3000. I don't want flautist Andre 3000.
Well, it's interesting actually. Outcast on Twitter wished like a happy 2025.
I saw that.
Their official account, which naturally got people wondering, does that mean an album's coming or anything like that?
Well, Coachella's coming up. Yeah, that's something that they were at before. So if they got together, I would go to Coachella just to go see Outkast.
What?
Yeah.
I've seen them. They're great, but I would not go to Coachella.
No, I love that. That was.
Honestly,
that's my childhood.
They are amazing.
It would take a lot to get me to a Coachella. That just sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds. I've never wanted to go. Actually, I did when I was young. But then now that I know what people go through, I'm like, yeah, man. Nah, I'm good. I'm not trying to sleep in no tent.
And people go for like all 3 days.
It's a lot.
I can't do that. I can barely sit through one concert, period.
Well, just the outdoor piece of it, too.
It's all dirt.
Yeah.
I sent you guys, by the way, that video of some resort service is offering a Star Wars-themed glamping.
Oh, yeah.
Was that you that sent that?
Yes, it was me that sent it.
I sent the swingers, though.
Yeah, the swingers thing. That was
interesting.
That was interesting.
What?
But the Star Wars themed glamping, actually, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. I've watched all of them. I actually hate most of them, I've realized. But that looked pretty cool.
That's pretty much the definition of not being a Star Wars guy. I hate most of them.
Well, I saw all of them, and I wanted to like all. But when I leave the movie, I'm always like, that one sucked. Besides, was it 4 and 5? 6 you can get away with, but everything else was garbage.
If Clinton were not a new parent, and new parent, you have you're scrambled and you're tired all the time. That would be the perfect glamping trip for Clinton.
Oh, he would love
Star Wars glamping. He would love that.
His baby's middle name is Jedi, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's Keanu Jedi.
Yeah.
So
he's adorbs.
He is. He's a cute kid.
He's a cute kid.
Very cute kid. But yes, Clinton would be all over the Star Wars glamping were he not just exhausted right now.
Yeah, I think he was one of the 3 people that liked with the Acolyte. Is that what that came out, the last thing?
Well, there's that skeleton
never seen it.
crew thing going on right now. It's one of those Star Wars series with Jude Law.
I tried watching Andor because of Diego Luna, but man, that was tough.
Yeah, all of them are just. You have to be massive Star Wars people to like it. I like The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is great.
The baby Grogu thingy?
Yeah, Grogu, yeah.
I thought the first couple episodes of The Mandalorian were good, and then after a while, it just turned into The Mandalorian flying around aimlessly from planet to planet. I'm like, why are you going? I don't understand why you're going here. I don't understand why you're going here. I didn't follow what was going on. And then in the beginning, I liked the Boba Fett spinoff because The Mandalorian I thought was really going to be about Boba Fett and bounty hunters, and it turned out it was just the Mandalorian flying around space for no reason.
And then they made the Boba Fett.
But the Boba Fett thing was really just to set up more appearances for the Mandalorian.
That's exactly right. It became the show Boba Fett was Mandalorian 2.5.
Yes. I was like, dude, I don't need to see any more of him.
You want to see Boba. I get it.
Well, I always found Boba Fett a really interesting character, and he's a bounty hunter.
Sure.
And he seemed kind of mysterious, and he was always in the mask and all that stuff. And then it was just setting up more Mandalorian. I'm like, dude, I don't need him anymore.
No.
I've learned everything I ever need to know about the Mandalorian.
I think they're coming out with a movie for the Mandalorian. Of course
they are.
Yeah, well, you got to sell more Grogu merch. That's the importance.
Trust me. I go to Disneyland, they have no problems selling that
there's going to be
merch.
more when the movie comes out.
He is adorable. Grogu is whatever
Grogu?
Clock.
Grogu.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, it happened. It kind of resets itself because it happened to us.
What does it say? 02? Yeah, it's the second day of the year.
Yeah.
Last time it said 3. No, seriously.
No.
Last time it said 362 on ours.
Yeah, it was counting.
And it was the 362 day of the year.
Yeah.
So today's the second. So it's 002 is the second.
But we
daily.
needed not to do that.
Yeah,
it'll come back.
It'll come back. This one came
but
back.
that shouldn't do that in general.
For those not watching on YouTube like this and can't see what we're describing, all studios have clocks. The sickos, yes, watching. All studios have clocks that we can all stay on the exact same clock, and it helps us know when to break, all that different stuff. Normally, it's like time with hours, minutes, seconds. Now it just says 002. I guess now second day of 2025. Like, this is our Y2K fear.
Well, luckily, very much so. By the way, we have an engineer, so sending a text to the engineer.
We have an engineer?
We do, for at least 6 months.
Since when?
About 2 months. So we have about 4 months left.
Look how excited he got for that.
I had no idea.
Have you noticed that things started getting fixed around here?
No, not really.
Thank you, Sean McVay.
I didn't want to answer because I was worried the engineer might be listening. I don't want to offend him, especially if I ever need something fixed. But no.
No more Russian attacks.
But all right.
So if it'll fix itself or not, but we're going to get it worked out.
Focus.
We will focus.
So a Japanese star pitcher, who everybody's posting is being heavily anticipated, put a picture of himself on social in a Dodger hat. But it is not Roki Sasaki.
So he's an infielder, just to be clear.
Right.
You said pitcher.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, you're right. I was thinking star, but yes. Munetaka Murakami. He is a Japanese superstar who is slated to join the majors sometime in 2026. Posted a photo on his social that he appears to be wearing a Dodger hat. That's got everybody all excited that in addition to Sasaki, who of course it will inevitably join the Dodgers, we are now going to at some point have Murakami as well. The Dodgers are just going to become the destination for all of the Japanese superstars. That's what everybody's speculating.
Well, of course, because when Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman retire, then we just bring in more Japanese players to create Japan of the MLB team. I mean, it's
awesome.
I'm joking, but they're all really, really good players, so that's not such a bad thing. Murakami, by the way, he's 24 years old. So when you are coming from Japan, if you want to be posted by your team, you have to be 25 years old and have 9 years of experience over there, playing 9 seasons. So he's now at 24. He's had 8 years of experience, so that's why he can actually be posted at this point. Look, if he's this good, it's Japan baseball and Major League Baseball are two totally different things. It's a little bit easier to hit home runs over there, so when it says for him that he hits like 30, 40, 50 home runs a year, it's probably equates to about 20 over here. So if they can get him, and if that's what's going to happen, more power to him. They get me Roki Sasaki, get me Munetaka Murakami. I just want the best team possible.
Yeah, and to your point, I had originally brain cramped and said that Murakami was a pitcher, but the stats so far for him he's an everyday player. In 836 games in the NPB, 224 home runs, 600 RBI, 945 OPS. Dude is really good. He won the Central League MVP award in 21 and 22, the Central League Triple Crown in 2022. He has set an individual home runs season record of 56, passing Sadahuru O's 55 in 1964 that had been around forever. He is something of a legend himself. And apparently Dodger fans, just bide your time for a year because he's going to be a Dodger before you know it.
I mean, I know it all sounds great and wonderful, but it's a little bit different than Roki Sasaki even, where Sasaki is being posted before he's 25, so the amount of money you can give him is very, very small.
Same with Murakami.
Murakami, if he comes at 25 years old, he's going to be a full-fledged free agent. Like you're going to be posted, and he's going to cost money.
Okay, then we get to play the fun game. We can start it now. How much money will Murakami have deferred when he eventually joins the Dodgers? Because that's what they do.
Not the question I thought you were going to ask.
It's going to be, think of it more like Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It's going to be like that, where they had to give him $325 million. So it's going to be that type of movement. But there's no deferred money, by the way. Yamamoto has no deferred money.
I want to see the Dodgers books. I want to know how
every team can do it, Andy. They just choose to do it correctly.
But no team does this like the Dodgers. I'm not saying that they're running a Ponzi scheme.
No.
I'm just saying I want to see their books.
They're just good at what they do.
I want to know.
It's all right there.
I want
Go
to
to
know.
Spotrac. That's their books.
I want to know. All joking aside, I would love to talk with them about how do you plan for your finances a decade plus down the road, past the time where Ohtani's here and all these other guys whose money's deferred. Because they have more money deferred than teams spend over 3 or 4 years combined.
Yeah.
So much money deferred.
It is so much. But if you think about it, the amount of money that they made off Ohtani just last year in merch, in ticket sales, in advertising, you also you get the money from Japan for the broadcast rights in Japan. So that's a whole bunch of money that goes over there too. They've already made that money back. So you could, honestly, if they really wanted to, they could just see, all right, fine, we're not deferring anymore. Here's your entire $680 right now. They could do it. They obviously would not do that. But you can really just put it into a little fund and just let it sit there and be able to and just pay it off from that fund.
Well, that side note is why when the scandal with Ippei and the gambling broke, when there were some people suspecting that Ohtani was involved in it, I immediately was like, there's no way he's involved. Because nobody who is that deep into gambling defers $680 million.
I'll take the $2 million.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Just $2 million a year.
Clearly, if you have a gambling problem or you're that big of a gambling enthusiast, you don't defer $680 million.
No, you're deferring zero because you want that money up front.
That is how
I want a signing bonus.
Yep, that is how I immediately knew Ohtani's not involved.
Give me incentives for the World Series.
You people are misreading this. No degenerate gambler defers that much money.
No, especially if they're helping that person, someone else do it too.
It was also too easy for him to just pay off a gambling debt if it actually was a gambling debt.
Yeah, hey, just don't bring this anywhere.
Right.
Here's your money.
Ippei, that sentencing has been deferred, I think, a couple times. Yes.
Yeah, it's moved a few times, but I mean, he already said he was guilty.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because he was quite guilty.
Quite guilty, and also maybe just a really good friend.
No. Oh
no. No, I don't think so. Either.
Nobody's that good of a friend. No. Plus, if it were that easy to pay to just have Ippei take the fall, then it's that easy to just pay to make go away. Right. And you don't make Ippei take the fall in the first place. You just pay to make it go away.
Yeah.
If it's that simple.
No, it's very clear. There's just, if you were actually going to do that, to be able to get the Japanese government, to get every single branch of the government in here, and just anything in Major League Baseball, all to be on the same page to say, we're just going to make this guy nothing happen here.
If you can do that much, pull that many levers to end up having one guy take the fall, then you can just make it all go away. That's the point of being that stupid rich.
Right.
That's the reason you do it in the first place.
100%.
All right, coming up, the Lakers play the Blazers tonight at the Crypto. You got your first game of 2025 and a very important month for the Lakers coming up next. Get into that, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Diddy.
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglax. That's flylax.com/transforminglax.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LEARN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LEARN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LEARN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
I thought that was Andre 3000 for a second. I heard a flute, and I was like, uh-oh. This, by the way, Andy, this from Jason Torres. Saw Outkast's comeback show at Coachella, and it was bad. Also, my cousin's wife surprised him with a weekend in Joshua Tree and tickets to see Andre 3000 at Poppy and Harriet's. He was silently devastated to find out it was just him and the flute.
Oh, I would have taken your cousin's tickets in a heartbeat.
I hope I just didn't out your cousin, by the way, Jason Torres, but either way.
Jason shouldn't have put it on Twitter. It was that big of a secret.
But still, like, I would be very disappointed if Gene says to me, "Oh, I got tickets to go see Andre 3000." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome, Andre 3000," and just him and a flute. Like,
the way you put it, yeah, that would be disappointing.
That would be extremely disappointing.
He has other musicians. It's not just him standing on a stage with a flute.
Squidward.
This isn't like ye old England with like one flute player.
I don't know that.
No, it's him with other musicians.
He has a band, and he's the flautist. Why flautist?
I don't know.
Flutist.
I do not know.
Why is there an A getting put in there? Like, it sounds like a flauta.
Oh, that sounds really good right now, though.
That does sound pretty
sounds really good.
Sound actually really nice. I would actually tried to get tickets for one of the flute shows, and it was sold out. And then there was another night where I could not go, but I would have loved to have gone.
Yeah, you are one of like the three people.
Yeah.
Well, you and Marcus. You and Marcus tomorrow. I think during your show tomorrow for Sedano and Cap.
A lot of hot flute talk.
A lot of hot flute talk, and try and find a way to go see Andre 3000.
And the flute. I would love to see that show.
I still want to know why it's flautist and not flutist.
I don't know. You can look it up. With the origin of flautist. Andy Kamenetsky, Greg Bergman in for the guys, and mentioned earlier the Lakers tonight are going to be playing the Blazers at home. It's a very winnable game for the Lakers.
They better win.
The Blazers are not good, but this is also a really important month for the Lakers. Their January strength of schedule, their opponents collectively have a 44.7 winning percentage. Below 500. I'm going to rattle off the teams that they're going to be playing.
But before we do that, they're 18-4 right now, right? 14.
18-14.
Yeah, 18-14. Okay.
Tonight, you got Portland. They're 11-21. 11-20.
They're going to win.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
I thought you meant Portland was 19-4.
No. I'm seeing where they'll be at the end of all this.
Then the next night they play Atlanta, also at home.
So they're at home, so I like it, 20-14.
On the 5th, they go to Houston.
That's going to be tough, 20-15.
Houston is a good team
They're
right
good,
now.
and also they play the Lakers very, very tough.
2 days later, you go to Dallas, but no Luka. Luka will definitively be out by then.
The Kyrie game, they are better defensively than the Lakers.
They are, I believe, either 1-2 or 1-3 since Luka went down.
Yeah, so we'll give it to the Lakers, 21-15.
On then the 9th, they host Charlotte.
That's 22-15. They're garbage.
Then on the 11th, 2 games in a row. On the 11th and the 13th, they're going to be hosting the Spurs. They are 2-0 against the Spurs this year, and Wemby has not played well against the Lakers.
No, he hasn't. I want to give him let's give him a split because I do think they can win both of those games. Let's give him a split. That's 24-16.
The next game is the 15th at home against the Heat. They are a very bad vibes team at the moment.
Yes, they are. That's 25-16.
On the 17th, you host Brooklyn, the revenge game for DFS and Shake Milton.
That's
or
26,
D'Angelo Russell.
26-16.
By the way,
I'm losing my track.
I know.
Do you have them winning or losing?
I should be. I don't have a pen. I don't have paper.
Do you have them winning or losing that game?
Winning.
So 27-16.
27-16. Thank you.
Side note, best wishes to Maxwell Lewis. He got hurt in his first game as a net.
It was right after he hit a 3, too.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Hopefully he's not out a long time, but it sucks for him.
I think it's broken. Yeah.
Oh.
I think I saw that. I don't remember.
On the 19th, they are on the road against the Clippers. First game at Intuit. Clippers have been playing tough.
They have been playing tough. Norman Powell's a really good
Norman
player.
Powell he's been putting up like an all-star caliber season.
He's keeping them afloat. They play. That's always a tough game, but I'm still going to give it to him because of the Clippers. So 28-16.
On the 21st, you host the Wizards.
Yeah, that's 29-16.
On the 23rd, now this is going to be a toughie. Hosting the Celtics.
So that's a loss.
Okay.
28-17. We also have to give them a couple losses because they'll lose a game or two in there somewhere.
25th, they begin a road trip. They go to Golden State, a team that is also massive bad vibes at the moment. They've been playing terrible.
They match up so well with Golden State. That's 29-17.
Okay. Then you go to Charlotte. Another game against Charlotte in this month.
That's 30-17. By the way, this is a really easy month.
Yes. Then you go to the Sixers, second end of a back-to-back.
Sixers are not good.
Well, it depends. Which version of the roster are you going to get? Like, when all three guys, Embiid, George, and Maxey are there, they can be good. You rarely get all three. Embiid's currently out right now.
If I'm correct, Paul George, I think it was last night, had 30 points, but he also didn't score for like the last quarter.
I believe he fouled out as well.
Yeah. So he was a disaster. I don't trust that team in the slightest. 31-17.
And then you conclude the month in D.C. against the Wizards again.
So you're telling me there's a very, very good possibility that they could be 15 games above 500 by the end of January?
It is possible. You're talking about right now, they have in January 7 games against teams with 13 or fewer wins, 2 games apiece against the Hornets and the Wizards.
So let's just let's put 2 random losses in there that shouldn't have been there. Maybe they lose to Washington in one of those ones, or once to Charlotte in a bad game. You're still 30-19 and 11 games above 500. You're right in the thick of everything at that point. Well, this really could push you up into that 4, 5, 6 spot.
This month is
better.
This month is critical as an opportunity, but also too, you have to remember when you have that many easy games, that many winnable games in 1 month, what does that likely mean is coming next? A lot of hard games. Yeah. Check out their schedule, particularly after the All-Star break. It's brutal.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's hard.
So then that begs the question: what do you do then? So if you're 11 to 13 games above 500 at the end of January, the trade deadline I believe is the 8th, February 8th, somewhere around there. If that's the case, what do you do? Do you actually try and supplement it? Do you try and bring in another star? Do you try just keep it as is? Because that can really propel you one way or the other.
What do the Lakers do indeed? That is the setting of a tease, and we will get into that.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. Coming up next, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
These abs, these eyes, my buys and tries. New year, same me. Time to hit the marketplace. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Brian McKnight, live February 14th.
Number 2.
Morongo pays you more. Our progressive jackpots are over $680,000.
And the number 1 reason.
Get tickets for the Big Game Blitz now. Big screens, great drinks, great food, big fun.
Morongo, good times.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check the kickoff time first before showing up at the stadium.
What? The slot's full already?
Final score of today's game?
You said kickoff was at 3. It was last week.
That's not how it works, Bob. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Is this the Wu-Tang or the sample for the Wu-Tang?
It says Method Man on this film.
Okay, Method Man, yeah. I knew it was a Wu-Tang member.
Yes.
Also an actor. Method Man, good actor.
Good actor.
He's popped up in a lot of stuff. He's in Oz. He's been on different versions of Law and Order and whatnot.
He's in a bunch of other stuff he did.
How High?
Yeah, that's where I was going to go next. Method Man and Red Man and How High. That was great.
He was great on Oz.
One of the best stoner movies out there.
And The Wire.
The Wire. Wire. He was great.
That's the wire.
Bat the wire. Bat the wire.
That from next Friday.
No more locked doors.
Gracias. Hey, Chico, get your over here.
I'm bilingual. There's a difference. Sorry, I don't know if you know that movie. I used to say that.
I've not seen it in a long time.
I've watched it so many times.
It's been eons since I've seen that. But shout out to
so
Method
good.
Man, Andy Kamenetsky, Greg Bergman in for the guys. And
I'm a NASDAQ warrior. Sorry.
The desperation in that scene when he was like
Check
trying to
out How
open the
High.
door
I've
and has
seen
the girl.
this movie in a long time.
She was all half naked.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Over the shoulder? Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has her over the
It was like
shoulder.
today's catch was this. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You
back
have to see it.
Maybe we'll show you the scene in the end.
It's rare where a bunch of movie references have me lost, but
We're fully lost in that whole scene. Yeah.
I have not seen
next
How
Friday.
High, I think, since it first hit cable. I don't think I've seen it since.
Oh yeah, we're talking about next Friday.
Friday.
So that's next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah,
okay.
that's next Friday. It's
Also,
with
have not seen it.
Mike
in a while.
Epps. I think that might have been Mike Epps' big movie that he actually first came out in.
Remember All About the Benjamins? He was in that one too.
No, yeah, that was.
Oh, All About the Benjamins.
With Ice Cube.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the one where don't they pull a robbery or something?
They're in the desert, no?
No. All About the Benjamins with the diamonds. So
Right.
like
Are you getting sick, fool?
no, I have allergies.
Nasally today.
I know. But
we almost got through the whole show without them bickering.
no, it's not gonna happen. Never gonna happen. No, but yeah. So all about the Benjamins. He wins a lotto ticket, and then they go through. He loses it because he puts it. I think Eva Mendes is the girlfriend of Mike Epps in that movie.
That's how you know that Mike Epps had some casting juice. It was like, I want you to get me Eva Mendes.
She's gorgeous.
Oh, she's so pretty. She's really,
What is
really
it? Is it the other guys where she's Will Ferrell's
Yes.
wife, and she's like, who is that?
He's like, I know. She's
my ball and chain.
She doesn't really present well. I'm sorry.
Dude, shout out to Will Ferrell for showing up to the game as Elf.
Okay, that was very funny.
Yeah, for those who didn't see it, he showed up to a Kings game in his elf costume, but with like a cigarette hanging from his mouth, like haggard elf.
So I was talking about this on Monday with Marcus, but how long can you hold a character for? Not saying like you're elf. You have to, like, if you're pretending to be somebody else, how long can you hold that character?
I used to be in an improv group, and it would sometimes. I wasn't the worst at breaking, like laughing at what we were doing.
Right.
I wasn't the worst, but it happened to me a few times where I broke. Like, just what we were doing was so funny to me, or like you get caught up in the audience reaction and you break.
Yeah.
I wasn't the worst at it, but I wasn't the best at avoiding it either.
So there's guys like Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell. You have to be that type of person to be able to hold a character
Yes.
for a long period of time. Like, so if he went the whole game like that, that's just insanely impressive. Like 5 minutes is maybe like the max I can go. I can't go a whole show as a different character.
The Other Guys is so good. That
It's
movie
super underrated.
That is highly underrated.
Highly-
John,
oh, sorry,
as
I
John
said it
Ireland
wrong,
would
John.
say,
I
highly
apologize.
underrated movie. Which basically is John speak for I liked it.
Right.
Anything that John liked is highly underrated.
It's almost like he's a
No, there will be times where he talks about a movie that made like $600 million. Highly underrated movie.
Everybody in the world saw it.
Like, won 11 Oscars. Highly underrated. Based on what?
Because the one person you asked about it didn't like it?
Or just, it's John speak for I liked it. I'm a big fan of it. Anything he likes is highly underrated. But yeah, The Other Guys is
really good.
It's really
Especially
funny.
when you go back and watch it. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, this isn't that great. But then now when I've seen it years afterwards, it's like, this
The
is
Rock
really
and
good.
Sam Jackson in the beginning are so funny. Michael Keaton is hilarious.
Well, but you think that they're going to be like the stars of the movie.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I mean, I don't want to give away, but like,
Spoiler.
Spoiler. I didn't do it.
Well, you
I
implied something's going to happen.
It could be anything.
Also, like,
It's a really old movie now.
yeah, I was gonna say it's an old movie, but also like The Rock and Be Cool. I love his character because he doesn't take himself super serious in that movie,
You know what he's really good in?
and
Like,
he looks great there. Not like super juiced up.
he's really good. Have you seen the movie, the Michael Bay movie, Pain and Gain?
No.
It's based on a true story about these guys, these gym guys in Miami. They were running drugs through their gym.
Yeah.
And The Rock is really good in this role. Like, it's more of a dramatic turn for him. It's more of a darker role. He's terrific in it. It's an unusual role for him.
And he's so versatile. Like because I hadn't seen Be Cool in forever, and why would you remember that movie? Like you guys said, it's not a great movie. And I'm like, man, this guy can really play just about anything, and he's good at it. So like a lot of people give him a lot of hell, but like just seeing him be in that role, because he plays a certain type of role in that movie, and I'm just like, damn, he is that good. Like,
I mean,
he's that good.
He can play the Tooth Fairy and be totally fine.
Yeah.
Hockey player.
Yeah, hockey player, Tooth Fairy.
So good.
I mean,
We're also
range. That's called range.
He's also part of, and we were talking about the Lakers earlier. He is like Jeannie Buss. He's in the tequila game.
Oh, is he? Which one did he have?
I don't.
Oh,
Siete something.
Yeah,
it's like $7 or something.
He's
like
got
$7.
So
Wait,
something
isn't it
like
the
that.
other
I
one?
think
No.
that's
His is
the
more
company.
expensive. It's called
Terremania.
yes,
Yeah.
that's the one. That's the
$7
one.
is
It's
his
not
production
that
company, sorry.
good, by the way.
What's it
I
called?
did not like it. I think it's Terrania, or there's like a pronunciation that I'm getting wrong. But I personally, I went to the tequila festival, and I've had it. I've bought the bottle before, and they're like, "Oh, try it." They want you. And I'm like, "Okay," and whatever. But it's
how'd you
not
tell
that
them?
great.
How'd you
Shut
tell
up.
him?
Why?
You tried it?
Just why?
Okay.
Just why? Just why?
Okay.
Both Lakers connected tequila, Sincoro with Genie Bus,
really good.
and LeBron's tequila, Lobos.
Yep.
They're both really good tequilas.
I haven't had the Lobos yet.
Lobos is good.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had a couple different of the varieties of the Sincoro.
Is that how you say it?
Teremana, yeah.
Yeah, Teremana. That's the rocks. Clooney's got his
Casamigos, right?
Yeah, that's Clooney's, and then
Always
obviously
good.
we know that Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have
Mezcal.
the
Mezcal, yeah.
Well, it's tequila's cousin.
Yeah.
Tequila's smokier cousin.
Dos Hombres.
Dos Hombres.
Yep.
I'm not a big mezcal guy.
No, I see. It's weird
It's
too.
an acquired taste.
Yes.
It is. I love Scotch, so I love peaty Scotches too. So they're that smoky flavor.
Yeah, I've never liked that. I used to be more of a Scotch drinker than I am now. Like now, it's not really what I seek out. But I always hated the smoky stuff.
Yeah, I've always loved the smoky stuff and like Lagavulin, delicious. But for some reason, mezcal is too smoky, too strong. Just give me tequila. I'm very happy with just tequila.
I want to make it clear. Like I'm not saying all mezcal
Don
is
Julio
like this.
rocks. Let's go.
Yeah,
Mandala, so good too.
Mandala is really good.
Yep.
Like again, so it's clear. I'm not saying that that mezcal is like this for everybody else, but to me, it tastes like burnt tequila.
Yeah, a little bit. I can see what you're saying.
It just because I personally do like mezcal, but I have to be in the mood for it. You can't just bring me mezcal like, oh, I'll have tequila and it's mezcal. You know, it's not something like we went to my mom's yesterday. She had a barbecue. My mom wasn't a big drinker, and she had like 3 different types of tequilas. And I was like, okay, Mom, who are you? Who is this person? Because when I would drink, you would give me hell. And she had mezcal, and she's like, oh, do you want mezcal? Somebody brought it, and I'm like, not in the mood for it.
There's a
You have
really.
to be in the mood.
Do any of you guys watch?
It's tough.
Do any of you guys watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Loved it. I stopped watching after like the 14th season or whatever it was.
It's still really good.
14th season.
No, there's like 20
Oh, I know,
something.
I know.
Yeah.
It's still really good. There's a recent episode because we were talking about celebrity liquor, celebrity tequilas, all that stuff, where the gang, the 3 guys, Dennis and Charlie and Mac, decide that they want to have their own liquor. And they decide that it's going to be a combination of all the different schlagers and schnapps combined. It's going to be like a combination of peppermint schnapps, Goldschlager, and Jägermeister.
Oh God!
But what
sounds horrific.
What they need is celebrity endorsements, and they kidnap Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, like trying to wrangle them, who are playing themselves, trying to wrangle them into their celebrity liquor. And it's this like total meta commentary because, as we discussed, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have their own mezcal together. Those 3 guys have their own whiskey together in real life.
Okay.
They have their own whiskey. And in the episode, they're making commentary about basically how cliched it is at this point for celebrities to have their own liquor brand, but they're involving all these celebrities with their actual liquor brand. It's really, really funny.
Yeah, no, that show is just incredibly well written, and they have a podcast. Those 3 guys have a podcast.
You know what? I think they stopped it during the pandemic.
Oh,
or after
I thought they had a new one.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I hope you're right because I have not seen a new episode in a while, and it's so good.
The Always Sunny podcast.
It's so funny. Like the 3 of them together are really, really funny.
Charlie Day is one of the funnier comedians, period, that are out there right now. He's just amazing to watch.
That show, too, whenever people are like, oh, you can't get away with it, I'm like, you clearly have not watched this show. Like, what they get away with is insane.
They can do anything at this point for how long they've been on and the crazy amount of things that they've done. Just do you see the episode where Charlie had to drink like 25 beers on an airplane?
Yes. It's like the Wade Boggs.
Yeah, the Wade Boggs. It's the Wade Boggs, and then he goes and has to try and hit a home run.
Yes.
And he does. It's just so well written. It's so it's all improv for the most part.
A lot. It's like, they have an idea of what they want in a storyline. They will have scripted lines, but they are allowed to improvise stuff, and they know the characters and know each other's rhythms so well they can do it. They're also big sports fans in real life. Like they've had a bunch of episodes that take place at like whatever they call Eagle Stadium, like they're tailgating and stuff like that. In real life, Rob McElhaney plays Mac. He owns that Wrexham team.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds. Yep.
Like they're all, I think, particularly Mac and Charlie in real life. I think are actually pretty big sports fans.
Yeah, it makes sense. And that also Mac is married to
Caitlin Olsen.
Caitlin Olsen, yeah.
Bird.
Yeah, yeah, that show is so good. So good.
Okay, we teased before. We will actually get to it. Greg raised the idea of if the Lakers kick ass in January, like they both can and have to.
It kind of seems like it's going to happen, too.
It could put them in a place where you wonder what comes next. Will they make a definitive move? Should they make a definitive move? Talk about that coming up next, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los
Park
Angeles.
Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Travis and DeMarco Show, extra half hour before we broadcast the rescheduled Sugar Bowl. Andy Kamenetsky, Greg Bergman in for the guys. And we were talking about the Lakers. They are now 18-14 heading into tonight's game against the Blazers. It's a game that they should win. Argue must win. You don't want to drop that.
That's a bad loss if you lose that
bad
one.
loss if you lose this game tonight against the Blazers. But
especially with no Jeremy Grant, too.
No, with Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, sure, but
really
he's their best player.
Sure. They have an opportunity right now, January. Their strength of schedule is 26th. Their opponents this month have a combined winning percentage of 45% rounding up. Like they have 2 games apiece against the Hornets and the Wizards. They get the Blazers. They get a San Antonio team that, for whatever reason, they have matched up with extremely well. They've given Wemby fits. They played Dallas on the road, but without Luka. It's a real opportunity to get yourself maybe 7, 8, 9 games above 500. And it's important that they do this because the schedule from February and beyond is really difficult. But you raised the question, Greg, if they get themselves to a place where they are 8 or 9 games above 500, which, based on what we're seeing right now in the West, that'll get you to at least the 4 seed.
Yeah.
Maybe higher up. what comes next between the end of January and the first week of February with the trade deadline? What should come next?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I think as long as they stay within the path that they're currently on, they kind of stick with what they have. It's about the edge movements. I don't think that they should be going after any big superstar in any sense. What would you think of a guy like? We talk about bigs a lot, right? Bigs that we want to have come in here. Jonas Valanciunas gets thrown around all the time, but he has 3 years on his contract.
Well, it's really only one more because the third year is either team option or non-guaranteed. It's one or the other.
Okay, so then that could make a little bit of sense. But what about a guy like, you'd have to pay for him a little bit probably, Clint Capella?
Well,
out of Atlanta.
The problem with Capella is the amount of salaries that you'd have to stack up to get to his 22.
Is he expensive?
He's about 22 mil, I think.
Okay.
This is off the top of my head, but I looked at this stuff a lot.
You have the Locked On Lakers podcast.
Available 5 days a week everywhere you get your podcast, Monday through Friday, always free, never behind a paywall.
And for those
sickos who like to watch, there's a YouTube component. If I have to do an extra half hour of this show, one more promotion.
Hey, that's why I gave it right to you. It was just on a silver platter.
You are my boss. If you're mandating that I do this, good employee.
But yeah, Capella just seems like the type of guy that they would want. It's a guy that plays defense, can play a big, can play against guys like Jokic and who did they just Jared Allen, those types of guys, the Cats of the world, the people they can go up against the bigs that you need them to, and keep Anthony Davis out of foul trouble. So is that the most important thing to you, to go after a big, whether it's Capella, Robert Williams, Walker Kessler, whoever you want it to be?
To me, no. And the reason is because especially once you get into the playoffs, but I think even during the regular season, there's only so much that dude's going to play because Anthony Davis is the best player on this team. He is, I think, at his best as a center. Unless you really feel like you can play him more extended minutes of the four, and I don't think it's a great idea. But unless you're talking about like another stretch big where you can keep playing Anthony Davis where he's technically the four, but he's more at the rim.
Like a Lauri Markkanen type guy?
Right. I mean, not literally him.
Not him, but I'm just saying that type of guy.
Sure. So someone like that, or a Brook Lopez or whoever, somebody who can actually stretch the floor. I feel like the further offensively you move Anthony Davis from the basket, the worse you get. And you want to make sure that you still have the ability to keep AD as a backline. I just feel like the Lakers could use a better backup to Anthony Davis. I wouldn't argue against that. But there's only so much capital, whether you're talking about draft capital or even player capital, that I would be willing to invest in it unless you're just talking about a really, really good player, because I just don't think that guy's going to play much.
So what do you think the Lakers front office, Rob Pelinka, does when if you end up and you're 30, 32, and 17 or whatever we were talking about before, and you're 15 games above 500, you're in the fight for it, your trade deadline's coming up, do they start moving those first-round picks to try and to supplement their team? Do they start really getting off the same path and giving up their future to maximize this year?
I feel like if you are double-digit games above 500, with this scenario of LeBron at 40, Anthony Davis on the backside of his prime, and by definition, there's only so many more chances you have to work with this, and this is the thing that you designed for yourself over and over. I'm not saying go all in for the sake of going all in or for optics or whatever. That's a stupid reason.
Right.
These assets matter. But at the same time, if you're not willing to fully invest in that scenario, LeBron and AD with a team, say, 10 games above 500, why do you have this roster? Why are you doing this? Because there's a limited runway for how much longer you can do it. If you're not willing to invest in what looks like the best version of this group, maybe since the championship season, but certainly since the Western Conference Finals run, then other than putting asses in seats and finger quotes relevance, why are you doing it? What? There's got to be a reason. You need to feel like you're on a path to something.
Right. See, that's the long way of basically. I don't think they should be doing that. I think whatever the assets that they have here right now is what they should kind of stick with. The odds of them winning a national championship, odds of winning an NBA Finals this year, pretty slim. Even if they have this great January, even if they go in the 4 or 5 seed, it's a slim chance that they're going to win the NBA Finals. So keep all that stuff. Go around the edges. If you want to, I really like the idea of a backup big because every year we go into the postseason and say, I wish we had a backup big like we did in 2020 with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. And we don't have that. So as long as they get somebody, you don't have to go after anybody big. I don't think if it's going to cost too much to get Walker Kessler, don't do that.
I mean, Walker Kessler is a first minimum, maybe two. Side note, I don't understand why Utah, if they're rebuilding, wouldn't want to keep Walker Kessler.
Right. Those are the names being floated around.
Sure.
It's Valanciunas, Robert Williams, Walker Kessler. You said Brook Lopez. I think Brook Lopez is very much.
Oh no,
on the
I meant
other
as an archetype. I don't. Brooklyn or
I don't think they will now.
No, Milwaukee's playing.
They're way too good, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no matter what, like I do think they need a big to go alongside Anthony Davis. And whether they play 10 minutes or 20 minutes, as long as he's out on the floor and can be somebody that can just guard Jokic a little bit and be able to get you past Denver possibly. It's like the Lakers in the 90s when they couldn't get past Utah. You feel like that's what it is right now.
Right, but here's the thing, though. You're talking, though, about trying to get yourself in the best situation possible in order to make a playoff run. If you feel like this team should be in the best situation to make a playoff run, then you should be looking to invest in it. Like you're saying you care about the run that they can make. You can't have it both ways.
Well, I think you can make a run because if you just leave everything as is right now, sure, they can probably make a run. I don't think that without having a big...
How are you defining a run?
A run, winning a couple different playoff series, getting to the semifinals, the conference semifinals, maybe like on the precipice of making it to the conference finals. If you make it to the conference finals, it's all up in the air.
Sure.
You don't know who you're going to play. It really depends on who you have in front of you. If you can make it into those semifinals, it can go anywhere.
I guess if you truly believe, like if you're Rob Pelinka, and you believe in your heart of hearts, this team is good enough that it could go a couple rounds with pretty good probability. We could get ourselves to the Western Conference Finals as is, then I guess you could justify just leaving it as is, not making any more moves, not expending any more capital. But I feel like if you're not sure, but you feel like there's a foundation there, and you don't do anything on top of it, then I just feel like what you really want to do is blow it up, but you just don't have the guts to do it.
I mean, you can't really blow it up. It's just not going to work anymore because you can't blow it up with LeBron James on your team.
Sure you can. You can say to LeBron, we feel like we have expended everything that we can do. We would rather you have an opportunity to win.
Do you believe that they will do that?
No. I didn't say they will.
Okay.
I said it's what you should do.
Should and will. It's very different.
Because that starts getting into an area of courage. Because you need to have the courage to either truly commit to this thing that you've had now together for 7 years with LeBron, 6 with LeBron and AD, and you commit to it because you believe in it. Or you recognize we had our run together. Maybe we didn't get as much out of it as we wanted. The Russell Westbrook trade and having to get ourselves out of it set us back in terms of capital, in terms of time, all of that. But what we don't want to do is just spin our wheels where we just ride out however long LeBron is there. Then before you know it, Anthony Davis is past his prime. And we haven't really done enough with either. And I don't even mean like winning enough championships. I mean just done enough. Like done anything of substance with these guys. Like trying.
Yeah, I just don't like. Okay, so what do you think actually happens? Because all these we go through all the different scenarios, but what is actually going to happen is LeBron James is going to be here through this year. He probably plays next year, and he probably doesn't move next year either. LeBron's going to be here this year and next year, almost assuredly. I was arguing even before this offseason, let him walk away. Don't re-sign him. Just let him walk away. Finish out his other year, or let him opt out, whatever he wants, and just start over. Because I still believe that. But in truth, what's going to happen is he's here for the next 2 years. So you still need to play to build the team along with him playing on this team. So what they have going on right now is you still can build for the future with Anthony Davis still in his prime. and LeBron still being on this team if you do it correctly.
But here, the problem, though, is Anthony Davis is far enough along into his prime that unless things break perfectly, he may be too old for a reset. Like a true reset that takes time, it takes continuity. Then by the time that really starts to solidify, he could be 34 or 35.
Sure.
Which I'm not saying he will be washed by then, but he's not going to be the same player he is now.
No, I mean, we got one of his best years possible last year, and they barely made the playoffs.
Right.
He's on a path for a good year this year off of last year, but who knows how long. History says that he gets injured and injured a decent amount. So that's all going to probably come back. But again, you can still keep what you have. Get a guy, Robert Williams, who's not very expensive, on a bad team, that's a big that can go alongside him, plus maybe another ball handler here or there, and just maximize this specific team. Do you see that as a possibility?
I think it's possible. And look, I like the DFS. It's really a DFS deal, but Shake Milton could be useful. And I would like to see that as a sign of commitment for a path. I don't even mean necessarily this specific path. I just mean a path, period.
Yes.
Like picking a lane. The concern I would have would be that you make the DFS trade because it's just enough to look like you're committed, but
you're
not
keeping
enough
assets.
Right, but not enough. And what you really want the assets for, it's not even the idea of who you're going to be drafting. It's we want to keep them handy so we have them to trade for superstar X 3 years down the line, whoever that is, because we only take one path to ever build a team.
Right.
Like we only do it one way.
But I don't know if you can do the NBA is changing to not be able to do it that way anymore. With them being just below the second apron because the aprons are all crazy. I don't fully understand all of them.
I'm not sure anybody does.
Unless it's actually written in front of me, I can't tell you exactly what they are.
Honestly, you hear people like Eric Pincus, who's like an expert on it, talk about it. There are GMs who rightly, understandably, are still learning about, as Rob Pelinka calls it, apron world.
Right.
Like we are all learning in real time what this is like.
So, but because of that, the just go get star X doesn't really seem to exist anymore.
Maybe not.
Especially if you want to pay. And now the way that they're building their roster, it's all with guys that make $19 million or less, besides LeBron and AD. So when LeBron's done, you have all this extra money. When AD, if he's just not working out, you have somebody that will want to come here and play with Austin Reeves and
Austin
play
Reeves
with Max
by then,
Christie.
though, he ain't going to be $12 million anymore. He's gonna be like
how long is that deal?
He has one more year under contract and a player option that I will say with 100% certainty he declines.
He needs more money.
Well, but okay.
But what is he? Okay, what is he?
Talk about that coming up next. Also, too, whoever this is on hold. Oh, the dump is coming up next. Well, then, you know what? Whoever this dude is right now, let's just
take him all of it on the dump.
What? We'll take him on the dump? All right. Hold whoever you are. You're going to be part of the dump. 710 ESPN.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance...
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Hey, it's D-Far, and the Waste Management Phoenix Open isn't just a golf tournament. It's the ultimate sports party, and Absolute Sport has your VIP tickets to all the action. Exclusive access to the rowdy 16th hole, luxury accommodations, the brand new 9 Lounge, your spot for gourmet food, premium drinks, a DJ, and top-notch views. Absolute Sport takes care of everything, so all you have to do is enjoy every single moment. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and tee up an unforgettable time.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Time out. Your body goals don't have an off season. GNC is ready to help you get a stronger start on the new year with help building more muscle and proven weight loss support. Need a boost? We're ready with GNC vitamins for your longest winter days. Want the best energy drinks? They're at GNC. Never tried creatine before? Get ready to be amazed. GNC coaches are ready to help you in stores everywhere, and you can shop our full collection of flavors and online exclusives at GNC.com. GNC, live well.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
All right, one final segment before the Sugar Bowl. Andy Kamenetsky and Greg Bergman in for the guys. Before we begin the dump, Stan in North Hollywood wants to weigh in. Oh, actually, we might have a couple people.
What's up,
but Stan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas? First of all, I shouldn't say good afternoon, but good afternoon and happy New Year. You know, and I know it's not the right show.
Well, it is afternoon though, Stan.
It is. It's normally their time slot, so that's fine.
Right, exactly. Two things. The Andre 3000 show was great. Been to it a few times. Only wish I should have took a gummy. And another thing, I just want to ask you guys, what do you think about Jahlil Okafor? You know what I'm saying? I know he's not the league right now, but would he be a cheap big man to come and just, put a body
cheap
on somebody in the playoffs?
He'd absolutely
give him a jersey. He's like, fine, that's all I want. I'm good.
He might do it as an internship.
When was the last time Jahlil Okafor even played in the league?
He's not.
It's got to be like
option.
5 years, no?
He has not been in the league since 2021.
Okay, so 4 years now.
No, he's not an option.
I'm sorry, Stan. Jahlil Okafor is
points for creativity.
He
but
took
no.
the gummy.
Really going out.
You're seeing Jahlil Okafor at an Andre 3000 concert.
Little too much of the flautist.
Appreciate the call there, Stan. No. That is not a name I've heard in a while.
No, I didn't even know that. I forgot he was
That's
even
why I
around.
wanted him to come on, because he's like, I don't have to be on it. It's okay. I'm like, no, man, they want you on.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Jahlil, that would be a really unexpected move.
Again, bring back DJ Mbanga. I feel it's like the same guy.
Funny story about Banga. I covered those Lakers, like very boots on the ground with those teams. I was around them all the time. DJ Banga was from the Congo,
right?
And he had never experienced an earthquake before. And he
was like Emily.
Yeah, like Emily.
Yeah.
He was at the time of the first earthquake that he had ever experienced in LA. He was living in a high rise. I want to say either like in Westwood or Brentwood.
That's
one of the woods.
Terrifying.
One of the woods. Yes, and he's in this high rise that he could feel swaying, and it freaked him out. He had no idea what it was. When he found out what it was, he went like out of the high rise, went to the bottom of it, went to his car and basically drove to flatland where he could just feel like nothing.
He dropped to the ground.
Yeah, like he drove. I think he drove to like an empty parking lot or something. Like true story, because he's like, this freaked the living bleep out of me.
I mean, if you're not from California, not really been through all these aftershocks and any kind of earthquake that we have, it's going to scare you. And by the way, what Emily did was exactly the right thing to do. Drop down, get underneath the desk, and be in safety. So we us that've been here forever, just sitting there like, oh yeah, okay, look at that.
One.
It's moving a little bit. Everybody okay? We're good. Okay.
Were you guys all here when Northridge hit?
Yes,
I was here.
94. Yeah, I was 11.
I got off the 10 maybe 30 minutes before it collapsed.
Oh, you were awake at that time? It was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
I had been out late and just arbitrarily decided I'm going to go home at this time. I had been home for maybe like 15 minutes and the thing started.
Oh, where were you living?
USC.
USC? Okay, so, I mean, that was close enough, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was close enough that the 10 collapsed. Like, I drove over the part that collapsed.
Oh, so if you were 15 minutes earlier, you're driving on the collapse.
I drove over the part of the 10 that collapsed.
That was one of the scarier things I've ever been a part of. I was in my bed. I remember this. My dog jumped on my bed, started licking my face before it all happened, and I woke up and like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, it started shaking, and it was terrifying how fast it shook. Like things falling off walls, broken walls. My dad ran in, grabbed me, ran outside. It was crazy.
I had never experienced an earthquake like that before. Like maybe a couple mini tremors or something, but I'd never had anything like that. And my roommate at the time was from Southern California. And when this stuff started happening, I actually thought it was someone in our complex, like partying and jumping up and down. I started yelling, "Shut the F up! Shut up!" And my roommate's like, "Dude, it's an earthquake."
Yeah, this isn't partying that's going on.
It was everything was shaking. Like that thing was serious.
Yeah, no, it was a very serious thing. They took me forever. I remember we started getting like putty for all your plates and like things that are up on your walls, pictures, so that it would stick during an earthquake, like an earthquake putty thing.
Oh yeah,
people made a ton of money off that stuff.
Big time for the putty industry.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Keyshawn.
That was me.
Shut up!
I was screaming at the ceiling above me. Shut up! Stop! Like it's 3:30 in the morning. He's like, "It's an earthquake."
Jackass.
I'd never experienced anything that big.
You were here, right, Jorge?
Well, during the earthquake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Beto, Travis.
No. This would have been 94.
He's talking about 94.
No. I was in Texas at the time.
Oh, you're in Texas?
Yeah, we're living in Rio Grande, Texas.
Were you here, Laura?
I was, but I was very young. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, it would have been young.
Yeah,
but it was
like 5,
intense.
no.
Yeah,
intense.
I've lived here now for going on 35 years. That is still by far the most intense earthquake I've experienced, like without even a close second.
Yeah, they said it was like a 6 point something. When really, if that had to have been much, much larger.
It was crazy. Like again, the 10
I'm all doing
collapsed.
How old was I? Like
who cares?
7, 8.
Wow.
I don't remember. I was
Shut up, Mason.
See, I can't wait for Monday.
Oh, me either.
Can't wait for Monday.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, you guys have one more day together.
Yeah, unfortunately.
One more day.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They're like the odd couple.
But it works.
It
like
does.
I think we should change Emily to Mason Ireland just so
no,
you two
no,
together.
Don't put me through that hell.
Please don't put me through that.
I was saying,
she's broken. She needs to go to all these things.
Oh
to
my
the
God!
doctor
I
and all that.
actually did like mess up because my knee, and I might have to redo some stuff.
I've described them before. They're basically Michael and Pepe for a younger demo.
Oh, that's Waldorf and Statler. Or
Yes.
Except younger. We should do a show with you two and Pepe and Michael.
Oh, that would be fun.
It would just be you two both all arguing
Yelling.
with each other constantly.
No breaks.
Right.
Paid
Oh
attention
no!
to.
We should have done that during the holidays. You just been like no breaks. Just have a 3-hour show of all 4 of them.
Oh God!
First
no.
Just put Chris in the middle.
Good
Just
luck.
Push it back and forth.
Good luck getting Michael here during one of the break,
Oh.
during one of the holiday breaks.
Good luck getting Michael here in general.
Pepe, you could have gotten.
Oh no, Pepe will come. You say hi, Pepe. I'll be there in a minute.
I was just saying hi.
Just saying Happy New Year, buddy. It's okay.
Oh yeah, that would be though. You two trying to traffic cop Pepe and Michael while you two are arguing with each other would be pretty epic.
We'd have to put you all in this room. Right. And see how
Morales
It's
is just
different.
out there
Right.
instigating while pretending to be the adult in the room.
Right.
You know who loves to instigate between him and I? DeMarco. He loves it. He lives for it.
DeMarco's a bit of a chaos agent.
He very much is. And you wouldn't think it just by talking to him one time. But at the same time, he will absolutely cause drama. And he'll do it for fun.
Yes. He very much, he's not quite at the level of some people just like to watch the world burn.
That's Sedano.
DeMarco is...
It is.
Like a small fire. Like a small, not like a full-on forest fire, but just a couple trees on fire.
Yeah.
DeMarco likes a couple trees on fire.
He's very interesting with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The mind, that's why they do the Far Side. The mind of DeMarco Far is an interesting
intense,
place.
yes.
All right, that is Travis
Thanks, Andy.
and DeMarco. This has been fun. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Jorge. Coming up next, we will have the broadcast of the rescheduled Sugar Bowl, and then coming up tomorrow, all the regular shows, if not all the regular cast members, are going to be back. Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.